very hard to breathe when your face is encased by glass. Anyway, welcome back, Mushroom Man Toad here. As you probably saw in the title, today I'm going to be doing what's become basically a bit of a March staple here on this channel, and that is picking my NCAA bracket using Minecraft. Now, as it turns out, the actual games to be played on the bracket start in 2 days. I just found out about the brackets being open today. So, yeah, we're doing this as soon as humanly possible. If I do this right, this should go up same day or possibly tomorrow from the day I am recording this. So anyway, before I get into the whole technical explanation of what's going on here, because obviously, of course, I'm not really a sports person. You know, like, I don't follow the sports that much, but I do know that a lot of people really get into this, and so, you know, it seems like it's a fun thing to do, and so I will be partaking in their competition using a machine built in Minecraft to pick my bracket for me. Now, before I get too far with the demonstrations, some of you out there might think when I start up my demonstrations, well, you just did a test run of it, but maybe that one should have been counted towards picking your bracket and, you know, stuff like that. So, just for those of you who are out there, see this light here? Until I pull this lever and this light is on, nothing I do will be officially tracked to the counter. So Minecraft hasn't yet started picking the bracket. This right now is just to demonstrate the machine. Okay. With that out of the way, I'm going to turn the machine on and just push the button once so you can get a glimpse of what happens when I turn it on. Now, just a warning before I push this button. If any of you have trouble with several static simulated swines being slaughtered, then this video might not be for you. That said, I'm going to push this button, and we are going to do my first demonstration of my Galactic pigs generating an NCAA bracket. So yeah, that is how the machine works. As you probably saw, it spawned in a bunch of pigs here, then a cow fell on top of them, the pigs spread out in a line, and then I got a little chat message. Now, before I get too far into generating my bracket, I want to quickly give you an overview of everything that is happening here. So first of all, how about these two commands? These two right here for when I start the function. Well, this one here has just a number in it, and this one here also just has a number in it. For right now, these are both 14. Those will obviously be changed when I get there. This is basically where I'll input the seed for a team. See, in the NCAA, as far as I can gather, every team has been given a seed number, which is basically just, you know, how good that team is supposed to be this season, you know. So, like, you know, a seed 1 team is, like, going to beat everybody out, basically. And a seed 16 team, it's like, okay, yeah, good try. Thanks for being here, but, you know, you're not that great. Sorry for all of you who are major fans of some team that got 16 seeded. I'm sure there's many of you. Anyway, that said, if I'm just putting in numbers here, these aren't really doing any command work, and in fact, the command work is secretly down here. Yep, there is a hidden command block underneath that redstone light that is going to be doing this command here, which is going to do some execute as me, at me, run execute as me, and it's going to run this function. And basically what this function does, and I'll put an image of it up on screen now so you can kind of look at the commands. So basically what that function is going to do is it's going to take this number, and then that function is going to give me a, quote, top seed score of this number, and then this top command block will give me a bottom seed score of that number, which seems a little backwards, but what I have to do is I have to invert the seed number, because basically the way the math works out is, like, for these first games, you'll notice that all of the seed numbers total up to 17. So, my 1 seed team actually has a 16 and 17 chance to win that game, you know, assuming that it was just by the numbers. It would have a 16 and 17 chance of winning, while my 16 seed has a 1 in 17 chance of winning. So, I just have to flip around the order. So the higher number seeds, like, you know, a 16 seed, will end up giving me a lower score than, like, say, a lower numbered seed, like, you know, a seed 1, will actually give me a higher score. So I just have to invert the seeds so that the probabilities work out right. Otherwise, you know, the opposite team will be winning pretty much every time. Alright, that said, so now I've got these scores, and then this chain is what does the things with the scores. So basically what this is going to do is going to execute as every player with a top seed score of at least 1, and it's going to summon a pig with the name Top. Okay, pretty straightforward here. Then it's just no gravity because, you know, it's a galactic pig. We can't just do his normal pig. No, we gotta have our galactic pigs. And it's also silent because I got sick of the pig squealing. And this other command just does basically the same thing with the bottom seed score. If it's greater than 1, it'll summon a pig with the name bottom. Again, with the no gravity and silent. Then it's just going to remove a top seed score from every player with a top seed score of at least 1, and then it's going to remove a bottom seed score from every player with a bottom seed score of at least 1. So basically, with this loop running, once I give myself the score, it's just going to quickly tick down while spawning in all of the pigs that will be used for our, our randomization here. So now you see I'll just run this again. There's our pigs that spawned in, and it's going to spread them out quickly, and it's going to tell me that it picked top that time. This time it's going to pick bottom, so you'll see this does work as an effective Galactic pig randomizer based on how close they get to that gold block. Obviously, the closest pig with that name is what's going to be output based on this command. So as you can see here, it just says execute position. So basically, it's just going to grab that gold block as these block coordinates. It's going to say every pig, but it's, of course, just the closest pig. That's what that limit equals 1 does, is it's just going to select the closest pig. So it's just going to say the closest pig's name, and that is going to be what I see in the chat here. So, either top or bottom or, whichever. And the final command blocks are just going to, this one's going to set block a redstone block here, and this is basically just a chain that's going to kill all the pigs and all of the items after, the detection has been run. And this is going to set this back to a redstone lamp. So it's also a button I can press anytime to kill all the pigs in case of emergency. But it's also, if you watch really closely here, the kill pig clock. So yeah, there you go. And finally, once I have done the detection, I can open up my book and quill and type in a T if it was top or a B if it was bottom. And so I don't have to flip back and forth to my NCAA Bracket website. I can just do that all at the end, inserting my data that way. Now that I've explained my entire machine, I can just pull the lever, shut it off, fly over here. The light is now on, which means we are ready to start doing our NCAA Bracket calculation with Minecraft. Machine on. Push the button, and our first game, which is between Duke and either NCS Central or NDSU, apparently, because that game hasn't actually been decided yet. That's going to be playing actually here in a couple of minutes, so you can tell what time I'm recording this. So, we're going to pick out the way that bracket works. So, the bottom seed in this bracket is NC Central or NDSU, depending on which one makes it through, and either way, that will be a 16 seed, and the other one is Duke, which is a 1 seed. So, we're going to play out this game, and it says the top is going to win, which is pretty much expected, because there were 16 pigs for Duke and only 1 pig for the other team that is yet to be decided. So, in this case, we'll hop over here to our book and type in a T, because this time, the top team has won. So, our next game, moving right down the bracket in the East Division, is VCU versus UCF, and that is a 9 seed on the bottom, and an 8 seed up on top. Let's run our simulation of this game, and it's going to give it to the bottom one. So when this simulator is going to give the game to a team with an actually higher numbered seed, meaning it should have a less chance of winning, I guess that's called picking an upset. So here already in our second game, Minecraft has predicted an upset. We'll see how that goes. Now, obviously you don't want to watch me doing this really quick, so I'm going to put on some groovy music by Silent Partner. Thank you, YouTube Audio Library. And we'll time-lapse it. Alright, so here we've arrived at the end of what is the Eastern Division Conference. I don't know what they call these things. It's the end of the first column of the east side. So now I'm going to move across to south, then down to west, and then across to midwest. And I'm just going to run all of these right in a row, but I'm going to give each one a new line in the book so it's obvious, where I'm at, so I don't get too lost while setting up this bracket. As some of you may have caught, I failed to simulate a very important game in here between LSU, which is a 3, and Yale, which is a 14. Obviously, I can't let this go overlooked, so I really hate to already have my first mistake in here, but now that we've had it, I guess I need to run the simulation right now. I just kind of assume our Minecraft pickers picked up on that, because it is 3 and 14, which is a simulation I have not yet run, so I'm going to call this technically correct. So we're going to give it a 3, 14, and it has decided that this is in fact also top, so I am just going I better put it in the right place. There you go. Oh, not there. Okay, carrying on with the simulation. Hopefully no more mistakes. As you may have just noticed, Minecraft just picked a 13 seed, beating a 4 seed. It's calling some wild speculative upsets here. Alright, and with that, I have finished now my first round picks for my NCAA bracket. And so, I will now pop on over to NCAA, now I gotta check the URL. bracketchallenge.ncaa.com. I don't know, this is just the website that I have apparently used for everyone I've done this for, and so, I am using it once again, and now you can watch me high-speed input all of this data. Alright, so there we go. There is all of our data input into the bracket for our first round picks. So now we should be more than safe to move on to our second round, which are a bunch of games which I will now simulate on Minecraft. So back to full screen view. Alright, so in our next little set here, we're kind of seeing Minecraft becoming a bit cold-hearted towards the underdogs in this stage. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I only counted one upset being called, but we will see in just a moment when I hop on over to the bracket. So as you can see, it is very hard on the underdogs this round. I see the highest number I see left in it. Looks like it's 6? So yeah, there's 2 6s left in it, but I don't know, apparently Minecraft has just decided that it doesn't really have much confidence in the underdogs, I guess. Alright, so with that out of the way, I am going to turn the page in this book to the next page, and hop into it and calculate the Sweet 16 games. Let's get into it. It turns out page turn buttons are apparently broken, so I'm just going to have to do it this way now. Whoa there, big feller! It has just picked a 5 seed, beating out a 1 seed, specifically Mark beating out Gonzaga. Now down to our Elite 8 teams: Duke, LSU, UVA, Tennessee, I can only assume, Mark, Buff, Unk, and Uck. I'm very sorry. Alright, so 4 games to simulate, then 2, and then 1. So let's crack on with our Elite 8 competition. Here we observe relentless old Minecraft having it its way instead of our way. So, my final 4, oh my goodness, this is outlandish looking. What? We have one seed left in our final 4. So we have UVA, UK, LSU, and MRQ. none of which I can instantly assign a name to. I don't recognize any of these teams as of right now. But that's okay, because we've still got 3 games left to simulate. Let's do the 2 Final Four competitions, one of which has a 3 and a 5 seed in it. Minecraft, what are you doing? So, for our first spot in the championship game, here it goes! It is top, so it's going to give it to the 3 seed. Now I think we're playing this for real. Okay, for our other spot, we have UVA, which is the 1 seed, against UK, which is the 2nd seed. And it's going to give it to the top. So, finally, we have narrowed it down to our championship round, which is UVA versus LSU. Here we go. For the championship, will Minecraft decide that a 3 seed coming out of nowhere, dominating the competition, is going to win on April 8th at the US Bank Stadium, or is it going to give it to UVA, the 1 seed? Here we go. Into the top block, 3. Into the bottom block, 1. Press the button. It's going to give it to UVA, coming in as the bottom, but still not technically the underdog. And now we have to pick the final score of this game. Okay, and now that we've saved this function that you cannot currently see, but I'll let you see in a moment. Actually, no, you don't need to see this. You know exactly what's about to happen. Function, final scores. So there it is. The losing team, presumably, is going to get 36. Yeah, whichever one of these numbers is lower, obviously, gotta go to the loser. Whichever one is higher, gonna go to the winner. But as you saw right there, it generated the number 36. And if you didn't catch what happened, I just spawned 186 pigs at my location, each with a different custom name from number 1 to number 186, using a function that, yes, I just generated with Eclipse. I'm not a crazy person to type that all out. Alright. And our other score in this game is going to be 75, so it's predicting a 75 to 36 game. Wow, did these pigs ever get shot? Those are some Galactic pigs. And now let's go type this into the generator, stare at some Galactic pigs, and end this video. So here it goes. 75. I better open this to make sure I don't say this wrong. Uh-oh. To 36. I'm just going to assume that that is exactly what it was, because So yeah, just check the chat logs. 36, 75. That is going to be the final score of this game according to Minecraft. So now that we're back in full screen mode on the bracket, you can see all of it pictured here. This is what I just had Minecraft pick using Galactic Pigs to generate an NCAA bracket, and this is what it came up with. So, that said, I'm going to finish bracket. Congratulations, you've chosen Virginia to win this year. All right, I didn't know that. Hey, I got confetti. All right, but confetti is not as fun as these Galactic Pigs. So with that, I want to thank you for watching. Do leave a like if you've enjoyed, and if this is the most outlandish way you've yet seen someone pick an NCAA bracket this year, and do even consider subscribing if you're not already, for more fun command concepts, creations, and other just fun Minecrafty things. This has been ridiculous, but also awesome. Thank you for watching. This has been Mushroom and Toad. Oh, I can't do this in first person. Let's do this proper. And I'll see you in the next one. With several simulated slime. Oh my god.